welcome
channel.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to our fine sponsors, Micro Center, where we have a challenge. Matt and I have 3 hours and 6 minutes to build a gaming PC that can both stream as well as record, as well as an entire studio setup using the wide variety of creator tools available here at Micro Center. 12 p.m. today, we're recording a This Is live in the store with gear that we have to find off the shelf and put together.
I'd be worried about that, but we have that extra 6 minutes. I think we're gonna be good. I'm like a kid in a candy store, except the candy is recording equipment.
Audio gear. Look at the microphones.
They have
Look, I can
every
talk
microphone.
into all of these microphones. None of them are connected, but they all, I'm sure, sound really cool. Do you want to start with mics?
Well,
I mean, they have obviously cameras and they have everything here.
What we have to figure out is whether we want this to be able to stream, but we also, that's not how we normally do what this is. We want do we want this to be a little bit more versatile? Do we want it to be just for streaming?
Because the other thing is we have to consider is that while Matt is going to be building the studio, I'm going to be building the PC, we have a very limited amount of space since we're going to be in the store and people will be here in like an hour. So what do we actually have on the studio setup that I need to build a PC around?
So we're going to be using 3 cameras that are 4K ready.
Okay.
We're going to have 2 microphones. I'm going to simplify it and have a single audio interface. It's going to be a mixer that that both mics go into. So that's just a single USB-C there.
Okay.
And then the same with the cameras. I'm going to do a physical switcher with
Thunderbolt?
It does not have to be Thunderbolt.
Excellent.
It actually spits out just a regular USB-C signal. Everything that we need is right here at Micro Center. So we have a bunch of Sony options here.
Yeah.
And like so the ZV-1, which is basically the little brother of the camera that we're using now, it's going to be pretty plug and play with what we already have.
We're not going to be able to redo our exact setup at the office, but we can actually get, I think, relatively close. I'm sorry, you can get relatively close. I'll go build a PC. Look, I feel so confident right now. Matt's over there struggling to figure out how he's going to put an entire studio setup together. I gotta build a simple PC. I can do that in my sleep. 3 hours? I built a PC in 3 hours, literally blindfolded at Micro Center before. Remember? I was just like this. Okay, wow, that's a lot of boards. So what I wanna do is I wanna build a moderately powerful system that is somewhat small form factor. So I think the way I'm going to start is I'm going to go with this MSI Mag B650 Mortar Wi-Fi board. So this is a micro ATX, so it's a mid-sized board, which means that I can hopefully downsize my case a little bit without sacrificing the expandability and the performance. So I'm going to do this because I really think that Ryzen 7000 is my move. Again, theoretically, I will not need a huge amount of CPU performance, but having 6 or realistically 8 cores will make a big difference if Matt throws some giant files at me. So if I was building a gaming PC, the graphics card selection would be incredibly important, but because this is much more meant for streaming and recording, I actually don't need a huge amount of performance. Well, it's obviously nice to say, oh, I've got a 4090 whatever, complete and total overkill. Realistically, I just need maybe a 30 series card that is gonna have NVENC, which is NVIDIA's very quite high quality encoding engine built into the GPU, which again is going to help me stream, record, whatever I need to do. So I've got my components picked out. The next choice is the case. Ideally, I want something smaller, maybe even something with a handle, and all I need is something that's micro ATX, which is actually gonna probably lean me toward a little bit of a cheaper case. Oh, hello. What is this little LANCool? This might be my move. Something like this Lian Li LANCool might actually not be a bad move. Fairly small, especially because this will support a full micro ATX motherboard. This actually might be the move. Now, the configuration on the inside is a little bit unorthodox, but importantly, it does have a lot of ventilation. It's also only 85 bucks, which is pretty solid. So I think I have all of the components I need for my PC picked out. Let's go check in with Matt and see if he's made any progress on the studio setup.
Okay, so I got my pile of goodies, and there's one that I'm really excited for because it's not yet out.
What are you using for cameras? Using the E10s?
Okay, so I know originally we said we were gonna do the ZV-1F, which is a wonderful little camera, but it's got a fixed lens, and I mean, you're paying for it. So instead, I got the ZV E10, which is the big brother to it.
Because that's APS-C, right? So actually has interchangeable lenses.
Yeah.
You've chosen the ATEM Mini Pro here, which is a really interesting thing. I'm surprised that Micro Center sell this. So this is essentially a live streaming, like a lot of the things you could do in OBS, this does in hardware. So around back, you can connect up to 4 HDMI sources. You can connect USB out. So essentially to the computer, this looks like you've just got a USB webcam plugged in. However, this is going to be able to do all of the stuff. You can change your actual cuts. You can do picture-in-picture, all kinds of wild stuff, which is really nice because I wasn't sure that you were actually going to give me something like this. So I slightly overbuilt my PC, assuming that I need a bunch of capture cards. But I don't, which means that my life is way easier. What is this?
This here, I don't know. So
What do you mean you don't know?
I saw this in a sneaky part of this the store. This, as of recording, is not out yet. But this is
Are you breaking an
Mackie-
embargo right now?
Well,
Did you clear this with Micro Center?
well. This here is an all-in-one mixer interface recorder from Mackie. I'm a huge fan of Mackie stuff. Coming from an audio background, I loved a lot of their products. So the fact that this, I found this, I'm really excited to get my hands on this. We're gonna be controlling this ourselves. I don't want to deal with software when I'm recording a video. I want to be able to physically touch
Wait, we don't have
the fader.
Kenzie?
No,
What?
no. I left Kenzie behind.
Your setup, I will say, looks quite nice. A little overkill, I might say, because I was very reasonable. Look at how small this is. I've got myself a Ryzen 7 7700 8-core. I've also got 32 gigs of T-Force DDR5 memory. 32 gigs, 24 gigs more than I really need, but it's fine. I also have myself the MSI Mag B650 Mortar Wi-Fi board and an MSI Ventus 2X RTX 3050 with a crucial P5 Plus SSD. 2 terabytes.
Can I ask you why you went with a 3050 as opposed to a 4090?
So
TI?
here's the thing. I respect our kind sponsors at Micro Center. I don't walk in the store and go, I need the best or I am leaving. This just needs 4090s or else. I am going to be reasonable and only build what we actually need. And I don't need 73 inputs on my creator when we have 2 microphones. If this was a year or 2 ago, you would not have been able to buy half of this at Micro Center. Like,
No.
they've really invested a lot in building a lot more stock of creator gear. So if you want to be streaming, if you want to be creating a studio or something, you can get a ton of stuff here at Micro Center and a streaming PC to go along with it. We have an hour and 45 minutes to build all this. We should probably stop talking and start building.
I feel like I'm gonna be done before you're done with that PC.
Bet.
Bet? So the longest part for me is gonna be building out these lights.
I used to use this a long time ago, and it's like building like a little tent or something.
Yeah. Oh, these came feeling pretty good about my decision. They came pre-built.
Yeah. My main concerns are twofold. One of which is working with this hardware, especially this case that I'm not familiar with. The other one is a little bit more existential, which is I have a large number of bits of software, Windows and whatnot, and drivers to install, which I need to do very quickly.
A lot of my setup is very physical, but I'm just powering through it, unlike Austin, who's just making excuses. I've never used it before. Bro's been building PCs since before you were born. And it is 10:37.
We have an hour and 23 minutes left. Are you serious?
He is now pulling out the power supply and motherboard, thus undoing everything he just did.
Okay, all I'm doing is I'm just changing my routing here. So again, this is an unfamiliar case, so I'm figuring it out live. I'm like legitimately feeling the pressure. Like, we've done a lot of like goofy challenges at Micro Center, but this is the first one in a long time where like I don't know if we're actually gonna be done in time.
He's so confused.
Well, so the problem is like there's no space in the bottom of this at all.
I think someone's just making excuses. This is ready to go. It's powered on. It's waiting for a computer to plug into. We're waiting on you, Austin Evans.
Yeah, I noticed. So the problem is I literally just took this out and now it won't go back in, and I think I'm really stupid and I'm getting frustrated.
I mean, you are. Like,
I'm gonna do what I never want to do.
read the manual.
Which direction does the fan bracket go in?
Really? That's the level that which direction a fan goes?
The bracket
Okay.
doesn't fit, Matt.
Okay.
My problem is that while this is a terrific case on the outside and the size is excellent for the the min-maxing of the components, the configurations are quite finicky when it comes to actually fitting things. And since I have so little time, I'm just going to simplify it.
Would you say this is a great PC for someone who knows what they're doing?
I'm not gonna answer that because I know where I'm not gonna walk into that joke. I am almost done. I just had to be a little creative with my fans and how many of them I'm using. I am almost ready to actually do my first boot.
Are you cable managing?
I don't have Windows, so no.
Because like, you see here, my cables are immaculate.
You're immaculate.
Okay, Joanne.
So I have committed the cardinal sin of PC building, which is to put all of my side panels back on before test booting the system. So if I press this power button and it doesn't work, I'm gonna be big sad boy. Yo, let's go! Ryzen 7 7700, 32 gigs of RAM. Yes! My PC is done, and I will say it is 11:30 exactly. I've never put the side panels on a PC before test booting it in my life. I'm really happy that that worked. Yo! Look how big the screen is too.
This is a proper console. Oh. A couple of the benefits to this is not only is it like XLR mixer with a USB interface and being able to record, but you could actually hook this up and do like call-ins. So you can have someone call into this system. And you can do like, I don't know whether it's Skype or do people still use Skype?
Some people do, but most
basically
Zoom
you could,
or whatever.
Yeah, you could do audio call-ins through this thing, which is really dope. On the back here, 4 combo XLR quarter-inch ports, which we're going to be using 2 of the XLR for this. We have plenty of expandability. 4 headphone outputs. Here's your output to the computer. You can actually hook this up directly to Ethernet.
That's great.
And I believe you can hook up an SSD to this and record directly there, or through a micro SD card.
Damn.
And then one thing that it's sad that this is like one of the things I'm most excited about with a product like this. There's actually a proper on-off switch. Oh, power up the DLZ.
Oh, that's hot.
That screen is massive. We're gonna check real. We're gonna check here. Just found the absolute best feature of the Mackie, and that is a full keyboard on here, all right?
So one of the things we are doing when we're working through this doesn't come out until tomorrow. So what we found out is that we actually need to download both the drivers as well as the firmware, which if you pull this out of the box, you can do in about 3 seconds. But because we're doing this the day before, we need to make sure that it's actually fully set up and working. Mind you, it will work out of the box if we want to record via micro SD, but we want to send it over to the computer. Correct. So we need to make sure that that's all set. For the record, we have 45 seconds. Okay, so DLZ shows up, I'm not getting signal. And it is exactly 12 o'clock.
Well, we gotta hit record. I also don't see a camera in OBS.
So right now we got A cam up, and then no C cam, and no B cam. So we only have one camera fed through OBS right now. That's not right. But on the bright side, my PC is working great, so I'll take a dub when I can get one. I'm just gonna do my little wiggle.
At the moment, I do not have an answer for.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just keep.
So you can tell Matt's stressed. He's dropped his like video voice, and now he actually got a serious voice of like, oh, I actually don't know how to fix this. Oh, look at the time! Matt, it only took us 1 extra minute past the due date.
It's 1:45. 1:45. Take 1 and add 45 to it.
An hour and 45 minutes past our self-imposed date to finish.
I was set. I was good.
It's really blame time?
Yeah, it's blame time because you just like, oh, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna take. Hold on. Where are those fans? Where are those fans?
Hey, guess what? The PC is working flawlessly. Can I direct your attention to OBS? Look at this. This is A cam. This is B cam. C cam, back to A cam, all running on the ATEM Mini Pro.
So instead of having 3 capture cards for each of our cameras, we can straight up just go to this here. I'm just realizing that I'm pretty sure that these cameras actually can just be their own interface, now that I'm thinking about it.
The fact that we were able to build this setup entirely using gear that we got from Micro Center less than a few hours ago is very impressive. But we're not done yet.
No. Our day is just starting because we are about to record the worst thing that we've ever done. This is live.
We're gonna shoot a live This Is using the setup at Micro Center. Make sure to subscribe to This Is and check the video out. And of course, huge thank you to Micro Center for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in any of the PC or various gear that we use in this video, the links will be in the description.
I'm gonna keep playing with the Mackie DLC.
Should we hit the record button and start the This Is now?